Go.
What is going on, everybody? We are back this week in Geek, episode 93. My name is Zach, and of course, we are on the one and the only, the legendary Ren Geekness. Ren, how you been? You were in Glasgow?
Glasgow.
Is that
last weekend.
Yeah.
Rather. Yeah.
That's cool. That's cool, man. How was it?
Very fun. Wouldn't have missed it for the world. Just wish I could relive it again as well. My voice is almost back. You can't tell I'm raspy because at this point it's like 80% back.
I can tell though that it was gone. Like,
I'm
sure. Like, yeah. So I love it, man. But today we are talking about San Diego Comic-Con. It is about a month out. I will be going. Ren will not be, but he will be living through me just like I was living through him at the what was it exactly called? It's the Fight at the Castle, or
Clash
what
at
is
the
it?
Castle.
Clash at the Castle. So, which is funny, when you were sending me all that stuff, I like logged into my Peacock and then like I was going to bed and it came up with that and I was like, oh, that's where Ren's at. So you guys know how this podcast goes. We talk about our weekly ranking, we talk about what we watched for the week, then we jump into our main topic, which is going to be San Diego Comic-Con in preview, and that's mostly just going to be a casual discussion of what do I hope to see there, what do I think will be there, and what I would love to see there. And then we're going to take your guys' viewer questions, which if you are currently watching live, I think there is something in the community tab, correct,
yes.
Ren? Okay, cool. There's a place in the community tab on Ren's channel where you can go there and put in your questions. Without further ado, Ren, do you want to kick off your weekly ranking or do you want me to kick it off?
I shall kick off because I don't have a whole lot to rank. I have three things. One of them I already watched last week. But we didn't have a show last week, so I'm going to start at the very bottom with The Strangers Chapter 1. It is absolute shit. It's not good whatsoever. It's a lousy remake beat by beat of the original Strangers, which, if you're not a fan of, I don't think you're going to be a fan of this one. If you are a fan of, like I am, you're certainly not going to like this one. I say just completely skip it unless you're way too curious about chapters 2 and 3, which I believe are going to end up being sold on Netflix or whatever. On top of that, I have this week's Doctor Who, the series finale, and all my issues with this season of Doctor Who are basically summed up in this episode, where you have intriguing, exciting mysteries that run through the whole season, and you have the most simple and unsatisfying resolutions to all those mysteries. Not bad resolutions, not anything that goes against what they set up and all that, but it's just the most uninteresting way to fix something in a show that's all about weirdness and fantasy and all that. And it feels they're afraid of diving deep. And a lot of people seem to enjoy it, which is great. I don't love it, but I certainly think it's an all right season that had one brilliant episode. And on top of that, my first place, I rewatched it on Thursday, Inside Out 2. Is still amazing on second watch. I cried just as much in the same exact places I cried the first time. So if you haven't seen Inside Out 2, please go watch it because it's amazing. And that is it for my weekly ranking. What do you got?
Okay. So I don't know exactly where to start at. So I guess just because like we were off last week and I have actually watched a lot of movies finally. So I'm just gonna start after I watched Inside Out 2. Okay, well, let's just be fair in that. So, coming down at the bottom is X-Men Origins Wolverine. I've started my X-Men rewatch. I'm doing a weird order. I haven't watched The Last Stand yet. I watched Origins, X2, and X1. I'm more watching what I kind of want to watch. Like,
okay,
I don't know. Don't ask me. X3's next. We'll watch that next. But you know what? I went into this movie like ready to hate it again. The opening's not bad. Like, there's a lot of bad stuff in this movie. Do not get me wrong. But there's also a lot of good. Leif Schreiber's awesome in this movie. Hugh Jackman's obviously awesome in this movie. What was it? I have notes on this. Let me see. Oh, the montage in the beginning when they're all going
the
through
wars.
that. I think the action scenes are kind of fun in here.
Yeah.
But -3 stars for everything else. Deadpool's awful in this. Like I'd go a 3 out of 5. Or 3 out of 5. Like
All
there's just a lot. No, it takes away a star. Don't ask me. I don't know. I can't do math. It's okay. Like there's just there's a lot of an issue in this movie. I can enjoy it for what it is, but you just it's whatever, man. It's whatever. Jumping in next after that, I finally finished the series Eric. Have you heard of this on Netflix with
Yes,
Benedict
I've seen it
Cumberbatch?
as well.
I liked it. It has a little bit too much to
Yeah.
bite down on. Not
Definitely.
even a little bit, a lot. And weirdly enough, I actually like the cop subplot 1,000 times more than the Benedict Cumberbatch subplot.
But it felt
or
like a
the
different show,
storyline.
almost.
Yeah, but overall, I liked it. I think the performances are really good.
Mhm.
If Mahershala Ali does retire and does not become Blade, the main guy in
Oh,
here,
yeah.
I would like him. He's a good actor. Do you know you didn't watch One Piece, but he was actually the villain
No.
in the One Piece show as well.
Oh, is
And
he the
he's an
shark
Ozark.
guy?
Yeah, he's the shark dude.
Oh, okay.
And he's an Ozark. So he's in the Netflix business, man.
Yeah.
I will throw this out here. Oh, wait, no. I was going to say Masters of the Universe is no longer at Netflix. I was like, I would like his voice to play
Oh, it's
Skeletor. That
not.
would be kind
Yeah.
of cool to have him play that. But yeah, pretty solid movie. After that, I watched Sinister again.
Nice.
Actually, wait. Let's flip this real fast. I forgot I watched something else. Flip this. Kinds of Kindness is next.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I finally got to
Next
see
week
that.
for me.
Yeah. I liked it. I like it a little bit more sitting on it. The second short I hated. I'll leave it at that. I did not like the second short. So up next is Sinister. I like Sinister. I like Sinister. It's a nice little snuff movie. It's the best way to put it. After that is The Imaginary, a nice little movie that I was kind of surprised by. I said yes to the screener. I watched it and I was like, oh, this is actually fairly good. I wish they would have touched a little bit more on the mythology itself. But other than that, really dug it. Then I have the original X-Men movie, a nice little movie. When I saw it was only an hour and 40 minutes, I got excited, man. I was like, okay, we're going back to that hour and 40-minute runtime. And of course, my number one is X2. I think X2 is phenomenal.
X2
Everything with Nightcrawler is so badass. That opening action sequence. Lady Deathstrike versus Wolverine is still an all-timer action sequence in this franchise. So yeah, man, I like this movie a lot. So yeah, throw it out there, man.
All right, here we go for the live chat weekly rankings. We start with Eric Thorpe, number 13, The Acolyte, number 12, Bad Boys, number 11, The Boys presents. Oh, you've seen Diabolical. I was just talking about this show the other day and how it hasn't had a follow-up. Number 10, Gen V. Number 9, Invincible. Number 8, The Boys, season 4. Number 2, Inside Out 2. Number 6, Inside Out. Number 5, Deadpool. Number 4, Better Call Saul. Number 3, Shogun. Number 2, House of the... I forgot to rank House of the Dragon. It would just sit behind Inside Out 2. Number 1, X-Men Days of Future Past. The best X-Men movie. And Tony Movie Chappie. Number 5, Rollerball remake. Number 4, Book Club. Number 3, The Box Trolls. I despise this movie so much. Number 2, Drive Angry. Number 1, Black Hat Director's Cut. And that is it. That is it for our weekly rankings. All right. Cool. What do we got? Let's move on.
All right. So let's talk about San Diego Comic-Con. So San Diego Comic-Con's about the second to last week of July. And last year wasn't great because the strikes are going. So barely nothing showed up. Like it was actually a very weird year. Like they had a lot of I think the actor strike had just finished. No, it had just started.
No, it had just started.
It had just started.
July,
yeah, never mind. I was trying to think because they had like a lot more producers and directors there. And so like they had also went what's it called? It's not Bollywood, but it was some big
Hollywood
sci-fi movie that's in India. I don't know the whole thing.
Okay.
But they had that there. It looked cool, and they had some anime stuff. But Hall H is the thing, the cream of the crop that everyone wants to go to.
Yeah.
And nothing's been announced yet for this year. So what's going?
Is it normal
These are my
that
predictions.
they haven't announced it yet?
No, nothing
Okay.
has been announced. There's been rumors, but nothing has been announced.
All right.
So I'm happy you put Borderlands in the thumbnail because I want to mention that. I want to predict. I think it premieres at San Diego Comic-Con. I think they're going to
When's it
premiere at
coming
San
out?
Diego
Isn't
Comic-Con.
it August?
It's August, so it'd
Okay.
be a couple weeks early. I think they'll
No,
premiere
but,
there.
I remember Star Trek Beyond. Star Trek Beyond was also an August release, and it premiered at Comic-Con.
Yeah. So they used to, before I started going, from what I understood, they would premiere 2 films at San Diego Comic-Con. Usually.
Okay.
Sometimes they'd premiere early episodes, like the Adam Eve Invincible special was premiered there last year. I didn't know that because it was a surprise and I didn't go to the panel. So Borderlands, I think, is a big top tier thing that could potentially be there. The fans will be there. You'll have a lot of casual people. If it's a decent movie, then there you go.
Yeah.
The next big thing that I am like almost 95% sure will premiere there is Alien Romulus. They have always usually premiered a horror film there. They premiered Prey there back the year it came out. They premiered Prey there. I didn't get tickets, but I think Alien Romulus is going to show up. Will it have a panel? I don't know. Like Prey didn't have a panel. It was just straight up Prey's premiering here. Enter to get your tickets. That was it. There was no line. There was no nothing. It was you get your ticket and that was it. So I think there's a chance of that also happening. And you also put Transformers 1. Wouldn't be shocked if that's also one because the film is done or close to being done at this point. It already premiered at the Animation Annecy Film Festival. It wasn't done there, but
and
so
there have already been very secret screenings. I will confirm.
I was about to say. So I think for me, it's going to be interesting. If we don't see these, I could potentially see them as being as panels there. Transformers 1, Alien Romulus, Borderlands. Now, that's where we get to some other studios. Let's talk Warner Brothers. I think Warner Brothers will most likely be going. Usually they take their HBO stuff. Since House of the Dragons will still be going on there, there's a chance they might bring a panel there, talk about the season so far, maybe show the upcoming episode or show a clip of the upcoming episode.
Yeah.
But I think they're bringing something else, man. I think they're bringing The Last of Us. I think we're going to see the first trailer there. I think that would be the best spot to put it. And if Marvel goes, Fantastic Four will probably be walked out on stage. So it kind of all makes sense. But I do think that's where we're going to see the first trailer because at that point in time, it'll be about 6 months out till we get the new show, which is rumored to premiere around January. If it's a little bit extended from there, 7-8 months, if it's February or March. But I'm predicting we're going to get this. I think we'll see it. I'd actually be pretty shocked if we don't, unless they're like way behind on production and they just can't make it out there. And it also, in terms of Warner Brothers, I know James Gunn has said he's not going. I still got to be shocked that they don't send Peter Safran to do something there. Like, I mean, I could be wrong. They'll most likely be going the following year after, because it'll be after Superman releases. But, I mean, this is your place. You had a Guardians trailer ready in a week after a week of filming. Get out there and show off this movie and show it just to the fans.
He could not be there, but still have a trailer. To be fair,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah. He had or bring Creature Commando. That has to be another thing too.
Or have a panel for Supergirl.
Yeah, get the hype rolling on this thing. So,
do you think there's a chance Warner Brothers last minute cancels the panel for a tax write-off?
Yeah, probably. Honestly, yeah. I mean, are we shook by that if they do?
I'm not. That's why I needed to ask. I need a second opinion on this.
Yeah. All right. Up next, let's talk about Sony. Sony has never gone the years I've gone. So I have no idea if they will.
When did you start going again?
2019. So I've
So
been.
they haven't been there in 5 years?
Yes, they haven't been there in 5
Yes.
years.
I mean, obviously nobody was there in 2020, but other than that.
No, but is this the year that they make a return? Maybe.
Could be.
They have Venom. They have Beyond
Yeah.
the Spider-Verse.
They have Craven.
They have Craven. They also need to announce Spider-Man 4 somewhere.
Yeah.
Officially.
Yeah.
Is this where you do it? Is this
But
why it's
that
so
would be
locked
a
and
Disney
key?
announcement.
No, because
No?
no, when Kevin came one time, he
Hmm.
said he didn't say it was Sony, but he said I can't. We're not going to talk about Spider-Man today.
Oh,
And then
okay.
in an interview, he said that would be for Sony to announce,
Oh,
not me.
okay, fair.
So unless they did a collaboration at the panel, which
Mhm.
obviously could be a thing
Yeah.
that could happen, because they've done it in the past, that's where it would be. So I don't personally see Sony going though. I think they're going to take the L and not go. That's just me.
Yeah.
We would be more likely to see a PlayStation thing there for Spider-Man because they had Spider-Man 2 last year there.
Okay.
So that was another thing. They had a lot of video game like voice actor stuff there last year. So they had like Yuri Lowenthal and stuff like that come out, Tony Todd and all that. So that's another prediction. Fans of Spider-Man 2 expect. I would not be surprised if they announced the DLC there. Probably
Yeah.
the roadmap, or maybe even show off a little bit of Wolverine game because it's Insomniac. So you have
True.
both things. All right, let's get to the big one, man. Marvel. Will Marvel be going?
Baby.
I want to say yes. They're gonna go. I don't think they're gonna show a lot though. I think they are gonna save for like 2-3 weeks later, where that's D23.
Yeah.
And I think that's where. But I think here, since it comes, their panel would most likely be this Saturday after Deadpool and Wolverine comes out.
Okay.
I think they bring Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds out.
Yeah.
They do whatever. Yada yada yada. I think they might do a screening at San Diego Comic-Con with them.
That's what I was gonna ask. I think
I
there's
bought
a good chance
tickets.
they premiere the
Yeah.
movie there.
I did buy tickets for the IMAX though. That
Hmm.
is like the best IMAX down there.
Okay. So you're
So
probably
I'm
gonna see the movie with my friend from here.
Dude, I'm really hoping they show up to that screening.
Yeah.
Like, come on, man.
They would if they're in town. They for sure.
That's
would.
what I'm saying. But like a couple other things, we get another Agatha All Along trailer. That one will probably also go online.
The first one, right?
Yeah, I guess it would be the
Yeah,
first
it's the
one.
first
Yeah.
one.
I think we get the first Captain America trailer there. I don't think they premiere it online.
Doesn't release online. Yeah.
Until the D23. I think then a couple weeks later, D23 will premiere it there as well. Same one. Boom. Trailer goes up. And that's it.
Okay.
I think we'll see Daredevil. I think they're going to show off Daredevil to us. I think we got our first look at Thunderbolts. 30-second clip. And us as the fans get to see Lewis Pullman as Sentry.
I'm gonna one up you.
Okay.
I think we get the reveal of why Thunderbolts has an asterisk in the title.
Ooh, okay.
And the real title gets revealed.
Dark Avengers,
Secret of whatever you want to say.
It's gonna be one of the two.
Yeah, it's gonna be something like that. But I think we get the reveal at maybe if we don't get a Comic-Con, maybe we get it at D23. But I would wager we get it at Comic-Con. Because much as D23 is like their event, it's the one they want to save all the big shit for. Right now, Comic-Con still has the most eyes on it. Most people will engage with what comes out of Comic-Con. So I think they announce it there.
So a couple more things. I think we get official announcements for Nova, Young Avengers. And I think the biggest thing possible here is Midnight Suns will officially be announced with a director, and then they're going to say that director is also doing Blade, and it'll be a back-to-back filming. And I think we'll have Blade, like Mahershala Ali will come out. I think they're going to make fun of like the fact that it has been,
as they should,
because he was announced there.
Yeah.
And I think they'll say their plans. We're going into filming in a couple months. This is our director, whether it's fucking Sam Raimi, whether it's Jordan Peele, whether it's someone.
Yeah.
We have the script. We have the director. This is who it is. And yeah, man, I think we're going to go into that. And then I think they end. I think honestly, that's how they'll end the panel. probably right before.
You don't think it ends with us seeing the Fantastic Four all together on stage?
I was going to say right prior to that. I think that's what we see. I think they end on Blade because that's how 2019's ended. Was Ollie coming out? He said we got one more thing, and then
yeah. I remember. I don't think they ended with Blade though, just because of where they're at the moment with that film.
Not. Yeah,
the fact that they go out there and talk about it, and maybe Mahershala comes.
Maybe it's the opening thing. Maybe that's the opening thing they talk about.
But I think you end with Fantastic Four because that's the most like palpable thing.
Yeah, I don't see them like if they're gonna give an announcement on Blade. I don't see it being at D23. You do it at Comic-Con where the nerds are, like the extra nerds are. And I think for me, like it's gonna be very interesting to see if they even go. I mean, I could be wrong. They might not even be going at all. From the last thing I spoke with someone, I mentioned to someone, I don't think they're gonna be going this year. I think they're just gonna go to D23. They corrected me and said no, they are going this year. They just won't have as much. Okay. So hopefully that's true. And then on top of that, anything else that might premiere there, it's up in the air. I mean, they could bring Star Wars stuff, but I doubt it. They'll probably just save it for Skeleton Crew. They always have like a Star Wars exhibit. The last time I was there, they had the Ahsoka mural, which I loved seeing. But what about for you, as someone who's outside? Anything you want to see or hear about or get news on?
It's always tough for me to give the perspective outside because it feels like whatever I say, I need to specify. And this only happens, and I only care about this if a trailer comes out for us watching from home. Because if you're going to get trailers, cool for you, but I'm not there, so it doesn't count. So all the ones I mentioned so far, like I believe for sure if they do show a Captain America 4 trailer, it doesn't release online, so that doesn't even count for me in terms of predictions or hope. But a Superman trailer would be cool. I think there's a very good chance we get Agatha as well. I think any announcements, because I think, like you said, because they have D23, they're gonna save the big stuff or more exclusive stuff for there. So I think we do maybe get a Blade update, Agatha trailer, Captain America 4 trailer just for Comic-Con, Fantastic Four all on stage. And I don't know what else Thunderbolts, like you said, title reveal, all that. But I don't know. I want to see Hawkeye Season 2 official announcement. I want to see Shang-Chi 2 is going to production, and here's the title. Yeah,
that's all.
But I think those things happen at E23, not Comic-Con.
I think they do the lineup, like the
map.
They'll do the new roadmap there.
Yeah.
And you know what else I think we'll see at D23, because I'm sure we'll do another one of these, even though I'm not going, and I don't think you're going either. I think we'll do another one of like what we want to see or what we want to hear about, I guess. But I think the Kang's get announced at D23. What they're doing with that shit. Who's replaying? Who's playing him now? Potentially who's even playing Doctor Doom might be there. So, and you know what? I hope it doesn't leak out or anything. Like, I hope that is where we find out about everything. So, D23 is going to be also a lot about Pixar, Disney animation. But in terms of San Diego Comic-Con, it's going to be an interesting one because I think it's overall going to be a more quiet year. The last thing I wanted to ask you is, besides Transformers 1, do you know if Paramount has anything else coming out this year? Do they have Smile? Is Smile theirs?
Smile 2, yeah.
Okay. I have a feeling then that could show up there because Paramount's always there with like a huge fucking booth. Like a huge thing.
That movie. I cannot fucking wait. I mean,
did you like the trailer?
Love the trailer.
It was
pretty
good.
The original movie. I really like the first Smile. They have, I know it's getting released by Netflix, but technically it's theirs. They also have the new Beverly Hills Cop. They are partially also distributing Gladiator 2, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. That's a good shout.
Don't count out Gladiator 2. Oh, Sonic. Yeah, Sonic's a big one. Sonic could show up.
We could have a first trailer there, and if we do, I think it's a trailer that does get released.
That one, that one will go online.
I think if anything, you get a trailer where Knuckles talks, where Shadow talks, we get a trailer where he doesn't.
Keanu's playing Shadow, right?
Yeah.
You know what else I think could end up going there? The Crow. I know it's not Paramount, but I could see the Crow
Good shout.
showing off some stuff there. I'm trying to look at other movies. Beetlejuice. I know you have in the thumbnail. I'm like hit or miss if they show it there, or do anything with it. But it would be an interesting thing. I'm cheering Francis Ford Coppola. Bring Megalopolis there. Bring it there.
Oh yeah.
Have some weirdos like it. The Wild Robot. Do not count out going there. They usually have like one. Oh, dude, Joker.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm not saying because it's not going to premiere there or anything. The next trailer I think shows up there.
I'm gonna be at the premiere.
That's awesome. That's at Venice, right?
Yep.
That's so cool. When is Venice?
This year is 28th of August till the 7th of September.
Oh yeah. The next trailer is going to be shown there. If it's maybe. Yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I feel like that's about it.
A little bit off topic, but as I was searching for Paramount movies, the director of The Greatest Showman is releasing an original musical this year.
What's it called?
Which is called Better Man. And literally the synopsis just reads an original musical from the director of The Greatest Showman, Michael Gracie. It doesn't star like anyone too big, I would say. The biggest name is Damon Harriman, who you just seen in The Bike Riders. Okay. You also saw him playing Charles Manson, in both Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and Mindhunter. So yeah, I'm interested in that.
I dig it. Last but not least, before we get to the live questions, the Lord of the Rings animated film. I think. That's like that's I forgot it was coming out. So
that's a good shout.
But other than that, guys, leave your thoughts in the comments down below and let us know what you guys think is going to be going to Comic-Con. Ren, right. You ready to get into this? The viewer questions?
I am ready. I got them all right here. So
perfect. I do too. So do you want to start with the first one or me?
I'll get started. Don't worry.
All right.
So Lady Aaron starts us off. Over the week, we lost the legendary Donald Sutherland at 88 years old. What are some of your favorite performances of his and why? Do you want to get started on this one?
I'm going to be honest. I mean, obviously there's the Hunger Game ones. That's like the first one that comes to me in terms of like his acting pedigree of lately. But I don't know. Like he has had such a big ass career that I would have to go through his entire career and tell you, like, I like him in, I'm like trying to look through his like filmography, but I don't know. What about you? Maybe you'll strike something up.
Obviously President Snow stands out, but how can you not mention Invasion of the Body Snatcher?
Yeah.
From a shot where he's like, oh. You want to mention Don't Look Now, which is sensational. Backdraft is awesome. Just a legendary career, and it's
Do you want to hear something dumb? Do you want to hear something dumb?
Yes.
I didn't know Kiefer Sutherland was his son.
You didn't know?
Never put two and two together. Never put two and two together. I was sitting there and I turned to my wife and I was like, do you know like Kiefer Sutherland was Donald Sutherland's father? And she looks at me and she goes, you're a fucking idiot. And I just never put two together, man.
I knew Kiefer Sutherland before I knew Donald Sutherland.
Oh, okay. So did I.
There you go.
Put two and two together. I just thought he was an old man.
So, I mean, he was. Poor guy. Sounds like we're making fun of him.
No, I love Donald.
Rest in peace.
Dude, Donald's a fucking intimidating actor. He's a great ass actor.
He is. All right, what's next?
Did you hear the official announcement this week? Oh, yes, I love this question. We are getting Marvel vs. Capcom fighting game collection for the PS4, Steam, and Nintendo Switch. I'm excited before that because I love classic fighting games. Ren, first off, did you play Marvel vs. Capcom back in the day? Okay.
Particularly 2.
Give me 1 second. Keep talking.
I love Marvel vs. Capcom. Particularly 2 was the one that was big at the time. Holy shit. There it is.
little bit of background. I'm happy I bought this. I bought this. It was very, very expensive, though. I'm trying to hide the price because I don't even want to show. So this is my favorite fighting game of all time. This is my favorite fighting game of all time. I love playing it at the arcade. It was my introduction to the Marvel vs. Capcom, X-Men, all those fighting games. It was in my introduction to a lot of Capcom characters. I've played every Marvel vs. Capcom now up until this. I hated 4. I liked 3 a lot, but this is the
4.
4. It's not great, but this is the cream of the crop. The amount of characters in this game was insane, insane, and it introduced me to so many new characters that I never knew, like the fucking octopus guy I like talking about from Doctor Strange. What's his name? I can't even remember. Yeah, he's in this movie. Blackheart, is that the thing with the black? Yeah. I love that character. Like a lot of cool, interesting things.
You know who that guy is supposed to be, or rather, who is supposed to be that guy?
Oh, who?
Remember the original Ghost Rider?
Yeah.
When Wes Bentley at the end absorbs everyone else and he gets this dark skin, red eyes. He's supposed to be that guy.
Oh, that would have been cool. But so, fun fact, fun little story. About a couple months ago, this local game store literally down the street from me post, "Hey, we got this game and everything's in it." I didn't know the price. I just know I fucking need that game. And I drove down there and I support them. They're awesome. Like they're a local store. And I went in, I said, "Where's the copy?" Because people do fucking drive. I've been trying to get Hulk Ultimate Destruction forever without buying it online.
Yeah.
And every time they post that game, I'll drive maybe 30 minutes later, gone instantly.
Oh shit.
Like, so I run in and I got the game and now it's part of my collection because you cannot, this is why this is such a big announcement. You cannot buy that game anywhere.
Yeah.
You have to literally play it in an arcade or pirate it. There is no other way to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 right now. Except buying a physical copy, buying the big ass arcade setup, or pirating it. So this is such a huge announcement. I love that it has the entire lineup. It even has the old school Punisher game in there. It has it has everything. I pre-ordered the fuck out of this so fast, and I will tell you right now,
for pre-order.
It is
okay. When does it come out?
I will say, there's no release date yet. It just said fall of this year.
Fall. I mean, it better not be early October. Because I already have another game coming then.
Man, yeah, same.
We have the same game. There we go.
Yeah. But I'm very excited for this. It makes me so hyped that they're bringing this back. I pre-ordered it for the Switch personally because I think this game will be rare as fuck later once it gets delisted again. Because it will happen. It will happen. It will get delisted. And anything on Nintendo blows the fuck up. So yeah, very excited. Thank you for mentioning this. This was the best question of the entire day, and I haven't even read any others. So,
all right. Next up, Lady Aaron, thoughts on the trailer for the Penguin series, if you've seen it. I have not had a chance to see the trailer, unfortunately. I am very excited for the show, though. So hopefully, hopefully it doesn't take too long to get here. Zach, did you get a chance to see the trailer?
I don't want to. I don't want to. I have not seen a single thing from this yet. I did the opposite with the Batman. I watched every fucking thing for it. And I was so excited. The Batman was my most anticipated film of all time at that moment. So the Penguin is obviously one of my most anticipated shows as of this moment as well. But I don't want to know anything. I just want to go into this. Now, over or under, Ren, does Robert Pattinson show up in this? Over or under 70%?
Yes.
That's
for a cameo.
That's where I'm at. Last episode.
Last episode or first episode, and that's it.
Yeah.
Or maybe last and first.
Is he Batman or Bruce?
Batman.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if anything, you're going to have his voice, but someone else play in the suit.
Well, he was in New York at the time of filming.
Oh, was he? So, maybe both. Maybe he does have one cameo at the beginning, one cameo at the end, and one is as Batman, and another one is as Bruce Wayne. Yeah. And Bruce Wayne doesn't exist in the Batman, so he would show you character progression as he's embracing that side of himself.
He's doing a little bit more. He's doing a little bit more. So.
Yeah, I like it.
Awesome. Awesome.
Yeah.
Next question. So, if any of you saw the Nintendo Direct that we got over the week, what are your thoughts? Which upcoming games have you been extremely excited for? Did you watch anything from this Nintendo Direct?
I did not watch. I checked what came out of it, and nothing was of interest to me.
Okay.
Because there were
I'm going
no
to tell you right
Pokemon
now,
movies.
this was the best Nintendo Direct in fucking years. This was the best. Dude, I'm pulling up the list. So, obviously, Marvel vs. Capcom got shown off
Yeah.
there, which was fucking huge. Bro, I didn't watch this. I got to work and then started like looking at it, and I was flipping out. So first off, Mario and Luigi Brothership. The Mario and Luigi series is all RPG like, fucking phenomenal. I'm so excited for Brothership. I don't care about the champion this NES edition. Fairy Tail 2 can go fuck off. Fantasia can go fuck off. Nintendo Switch Sports can go fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off. Fuck off, fuck off. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, cool. New Donkey Kong, I'm down for it. Dragon Quest 3 HD remake looks cool. Luigi's Mansion 2, sure, give me it. Marvel vs. Capcom, we're talking about. Super Mario Party Jamboree, count me the fuck in. Legend of Zelda, Echoes of the Wisdom, looks cool. But there's one thing they ended on.
What did they end on?
Fucking Metroid, man.
Oh, I did see
when
that.
I watched the trailer for it, I thought to myself, okay, so they're saying it's coming out in 2025. Ren, do you know what else is coming out in 2025?
Superman Legacy, Captain America.
Well, it's game related. It's video game related. If you don't know, it's okay.
No, not off the top of my head.
The new Switch, the big ass new Switch.
Oh, okay. Have they like properly announced it?
They said they'll do it later this year because it was supposed to come out later this year, but they delayed it to get it right. So it'll probably get announced later this year, release spring. I think Metroid's an opening title on it. Watching that trailer, there's no way in hell that thing is on the Switch. There is no way that thing is on the Switch. Those graphics and the smoothness of the gameplay looks nothing like it's on the Switch.
Okay.
So I am so excited for this. I love Metroid. Count me in. This was the best Nintendo Direct in a while. So thank you for asking this question. Anytime you ask us a Nintendo Direct question that has nothing to do with a new Pokemon, a new Metroid, a new Mario Brothers RPG game, I probably don't give a fuck.
And that's the same for me, except just Pokemon.
Just Pokemon. That's why I mentioned that.
Lady Aaron also asks, Maxine coming out very soon and making up a trilogy with Pearl and X. What are some of your favorite movie trilogies ever? Star Wars. Why am I blanking? John Wick is not a trilogy anymore. The original Star Wars trilogy. Captain America trilogy. Best movie trilogies. I can tell you right now, the Pearl X Maxine trilogy is not going to end up there. The Dark Knight trilogy, of course. How could I forget? Cornetto trilogy is awesome. Spider-Man Home trilogy is awesome. Yeah. No, not the Matrix. No, not the Terminator. Yeah, those are the ones that stand out to me. It's The Dark Knight, Captain America, Star Wars, of course, the greatest trilogy of all time. Yeah. Zach, what about you?
The latest Planet of the Apes trilogy. I don't count Kingdom.
How did I fucking forget that?
Good shout. Also, this I think counts. You can fight me on it if you want, but I do think this counts technically because we're getting another installment. I look at Toy Story 3 as its own trilogy, and then I think Toy Story 4, 5, and then we will probably get a 6th. That'll be its own trilogy.
Toy Story's up there. Indiana Jones is up there. Good shout,
Indiana Jones. Yeah. Infernal Affairs. You ever got to see those? Really
I've only seen the first one. Never seen all the other ones.
Okay, they're very good.
Hopefully this year we can add Paddington in Peru or end up
Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I mean, as weak as the third one is, I'd still say it's one of the
third one.
Pirates of the Caribbean. I know you don't like them, but I don't give a fuck.
No, I don't like them. It's just it's never been special for me.
Get Gore Verbinski out of jail.
And I will let you know what I think of Maxine on Monday. So
you're seeing it Monday. I see it the week of. I do know people who saw it already, though. So.
Oh, same here. But I've avoided asking anything because most of those people also love Pearl and X. I thought X was all right, and Pearl is shit.
Yeah,
Pearl is a
my
it's
my
a
my
bad movie.
wife. I want because my wife liked X. She thought it was okay, but
Mhm.
she loves the trailers for Maxine.
I
But
love the trailers for Maxine.
same.
Yeah,
So I was telling her that some serial killer is in the movie that or not.
yeah,
I don't know if he's in the movie, but he's around the time of that, so she's
yeah.
interested because
Because it
she
was
could
a
watch
real
the whole doc,
serial killer.
The Night Stalker.
Yeah.
So yeah, Pearl. She's like, do I have to watch it? I was like, no,
Nah,
no.
because it doesn't
No.
go anywhere, and it's boring as shit.
That's what I said. I said, I think if I showed you Pearl, you wouldn't want to watch Maxine.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah. Anyways, I
What's
didn't buy
next?
Pearl for a reason. I liked it, but it was fine.
I haven't bought
Thoughts
either.
on the alternate cut of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes being released on digital on July 9th? Are you curious to see what it looks like? If you don't know what this is, Ren, this is the
Yeah, I know.
mocap. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. I'll probably not watch the full thing, but I'll
Mhm.
watch some of it. You?
I don't care. I think it's cool to have a little bit of glimpse at that footage and in the making of sections of your Blu-ray, of your 4K, whatever, watching just the movie as we know it. So it'll have like the same editing, but it'll just be them in the mocap suits. Nah, these movies are impressive because you don't see the mocap suits.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do the
I'll
opposite.
wait for the person who does it split by split.
Yeah,
Where I see the
exactly.
original.
Yeah.
That's when I'll watch that.
Mhm.
That's when I'll watch that. So.
100%. Lady Aaron, with Inside Out 2 breaking all expectations and doing extremely well at the box office, could this give the summer movie season hope of movies doing well this year?
I want to say something.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I know what you were predicting billion-dollar movies earlier this
Mhm.
year, or late last year.
And we
I am
predicted
pretty
Inside
sure.
Out too.
I was about to say. I know we predicted Dune, and then when we talked about other ones, we
Yeah.
said, okay, well, Deadpool and Wolverine. I will say Deadpool and Wolverine. If that movie's just fucking good now, it's making $1 billion.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
making $1 billion. But
yeah.
Inside Out 2, we said it, and no one else was predicting. And I'm like,
No.
now looking back, I'm like, we're dumb. Because I don't know if I realized this when I was watching the movie, but this is this generation's Toy Story in a way. And I think that's so fucking cool. I think that's very awesome. And I know they said that they weren't planning a third one. They are absolutely going to do a third one now.
Yeah.
And they should do a third one.
Mhm.
I think it would be disingenuous to not do a third one because I think it would actually add, like, there's so much more that you can just keep exploring. But yeah, I think this is awesome. Now, I do want to ask you, going over to Deadpool and Wolverine real fast, since we're talking box office, what's the final cut? 1.5 billion? How fast does it get it? What do you think?
Ooh. I'm gonna go 1.4 billion.
Okay, because it is, I think, what predicted to make like 250 opening
Yeah.
weekend right now. Is that worldwide or is that just domestic that they were
I think that might just be domestic because
That's-
predictions don't apply worldwide.
bro, that is insane. If
Yeah.
they seriously think that. I mean, that is whew. Man, that's
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. I mean, I want it. I want it to take it. I want it to take the damn thing.
Yeah.
I just hope it's good. Like this movie,
same.
and then this movie has to be good, but so does fucking Captain America. Captain America needs to be like worldwide enjoyed.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah.
got to do your next 4 films just as good. So, but yeah, man, I think this is exciting. Like I think Disney needed this. I think Pixar needed this. Do you have anything else to think about with the box office?
No, it's just that it's hitting a lot of the right notes, and as you put it, it's this generation's Toy Story. But even without going so specific in the comparison, it's this generation's franchise.
Yeah,
They don't have a franchise this generation.
no.
Marvel is
They
still
don't.
ours. Star Wars is Star Wars. Indiana Jones is Indiana Jones. Even if you want to talk about Pixar as a whole, Pixar.
You know what other thing this generation does technically have is Despicable Me. Even though it was a little bit before Inside Out.
This is this generation's good franchise.
Okay, good franchise. So yes, then it is Inside Out. It is Inside Out.
Because if that's the other one, oh god, they're not doing too well.
No.
All right, what's next?
Thoughts on Pixar? Sorry. And with Inside Out 2 getting a lot of praise. Wait, did we just?
No. It's just
No,
another question about
okay.
Inside Out 2.
And with Inside Out 2 getting a lot of praise now and being considered as an amazing sequel, what are some of your favorite animated movie sequels ever, and why on each one?
We're not going to dive on why on each one, but does Paddington 2 count as animated?
No,
Fuck.
nah, I wouldn't put that as animated.
I mean, Toy
Um,
Story 2 has to be up there. Inside
all
Out
the Toy
2
Stories for me, I love.
has
I
to
know
be
you
up
don't love
there.
4, but I would put all of them up there.
Yeah, 3
I
I
think
would put up there.
Incredibles 2 isn't one of the best, but I like it. I think it's very good. I think it's very well done.
Kung Fu Panda 2,
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda 2.
which is the best Kung Fu Panda. I
It's
do
the
love
best
Finding
Baymax one.
Dory. Most people don't, but I do.
Shrek 2.
Lion King 2 is underrated. The How to Train Your Dragon trilogy also could
Oh,
have been an answer for the
Ren.
best trilogies.
We're forgetting a major one here, my friend. Yeah.
Spider-Verse. Yeah. As soon as you said we're forgetting something, I knew what you were talking about. This is not a sequel. Why is
How to
this?
Train Your Dragon.
Frozen 2, which is superior to the first one in every way. Spider-Man is not an animated movie.
Does Broly count as a sequel?
Yes, absolutely. Good shout. Does
Puss in Boots: The Last Wish.
Oh yeah, nice. Does Batman Under the Red Hood count as a sequel? Because it technically is, but
Yes,
also there
I
is
would.
no continuity. So it's tough to say. I think that's it. There are no. Do we count Mary Poppins 2 as animated just
I
for the one
wouldn't. No,
sequence?
I personally wouldn't. You can if you want. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't
Oh,
either.
what's your favorite Pokemon movie? Is it the first one still?
Pokemon 3, Secrets of the
Okay,
Unknown.
I was about to say, yeah, 2 and 3 I think are fucking great.
Yeah,
So.
those are good for sure. Good shout. Good shout.
Remember when everyone was hyping up the Angry Birds 2 movie and it was not good?
It was better than the first one, but that's not saying much.
Yeah.
All right. Lady Aaron also asks, thoughts on Pixar not doing live action versions of any other films? You shouldn't. These are my thoughts. It's a thumbs up.
I'll tell you right now, if they did decide to do one, that would be the day I never leave my house again. I would quit my movie channel. If they announced a Toy Story live action, I would quit. I would quit reviewing movies. I would quit.
Really?
I almost think I would. Maybe I would go see it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I would. I don't know if I would review movies anymore. Like I think at that point in time, yeah, I don't know. Like Pixar has something special to it that I'm just like, stop. Just don't.
Yeah.
So.
All right. That's it. What's next?
Damian Scott, did you hear the sad news about Benny from Comic Story and passing away? Rest in peace.
Yeah. I haven't watched Comic Story in years, but I knew who he was. Didn't know his name was Ben. So I found out his name was Ben when I saw the post from his wife. It's really sad. It's very sudden, and I just hope his family and friends are okay. That's really all I have to say. Zach?
Same. I'm gonna be honest. I'd only seen a couple of videos of his, but every single time I did watch him, I was like, "Wow, this is great." It was very top tier, but it sucks. Hug your loved ones. Life's short.
Yeah.
Don't let petty grievances get in the way of anything.
Exactly.
Lady Aaron, thoughts on the first trailer that we got for Smile 2? If you've seen it, I saw half of it. It was really good. So I know you loved it too.
I love this trailer. I think it has all the chances of being even better than the first one. Not to say that the first one is incredible, because it isn't. I do really enjoy it. But this just feels like it's taking the premise not only up a notch, but it's also doing its own thing. It's very much set in the same world. It's the same rules of the mythology in the first one, but there's this whole other layer of real life suspense and tragedy into it. I fucking love it. And Naomi Scott, she hasn't been seen in a while. I'm happy we have her on screen again. Lady Aaron, did you hear of Ian McKellen falling off stage during one of his performances in London? Wishing him a speedy recovery.
I don't
Yes.
know why anyone's not talking about the obvious here. He didn't fall off. Patrick Stewart pushed him off with his mind.
True. Fair.
So
He said he was okay. I believe he's already back at it. So just happy he's all right and nothing like actually bad happened.
Agree.
All right, what's next?
Thoughts on Jordan Peele's next film being released on October 23rd, 2026, which is one day before my 29th birthday. Nice. What do you think is the next film could be about, or what do you hope it could be about?
I have no thoughts on the release date. It's a release date. And I have no idea what it could be about, because you could have asked me that before any of his movies. I would have never known. Do you remember when he announced Nope and people were trying to guess what Nope was before trailers came out? You can't guess what a Jordan Peele movie is going to be about.
I actually have a good guess on this one, though.
All right, go for it.
So there is a character in Nope that was cut out, and he was very excited to show it. I don't remember the exact words of what the character was, so I'm going to just kind of like go off the cuff of what I can remember. But this character was rumored to tie into the other films of his, Get Out, Us, and kind of make, I don't know how connected or whatnot. I'm going to say that this is that film. I think this film is whatever idea he had with that character is now that. Okay. I think he's making a film based on that idea. That would be my idea, because he was very passionate about it. The only reason he cut it out is it just didn't fit for the overall tone that he was trying to tell the film by the end. It would have been a third subplot that was't needed.
Yeah.
At least
I already has enough subplots that are not needed in that movie.
So
Lady Aaron.
Your turn.
Yeah. Thoughts on All of Us Strangers being added to the Criterion Collection, finally getting a physical release. Amazing. I've seen the cover. I love it. I cannot fucking wait to get it. This is one of my favorite movies. It was the best script of any movie last year. And I cannot wait to own it, because I still don't own it because I was waiting for this. Zach?
Yeah, I'm going to buy it. I love this movie, so very, very happy that they're giving it a physical release. So, yeah, I'm all for it.
Alrighty. What's next?
Thoughts on Megalopolis finally getting a distributor in Lionsgate, and with it being released on September 27th in theaters. I think the actual thing is the fact that Lionsgate is just distributing, but they're not paying for the marketing. Like Francis Ford Coppola is paying for that. I think it's good. I think it makes me know that I'll be able to see it in theaters. Yeah. And while I'm not super excited for it, I definitely want to see it in theaters. Like I want to get that experience. So I can't wait to have my new Serenity. I mean, that's for me. What about you, man?
There's two thoughts, because I am not excited for this movie, but on one hand, they got distribution. So you know what? Good for them. I'm happy that they get to release it. On the other hand, knowing that they sold it to Warner Brothers, I can tell you to Lionsgate, I can tell you immediately they sold this movie for a whole lot less than they were hoping.
If even they might have just made a deal where Coppola gets most of the box office returns.
Could be, because probably they know it's not going to make a lot of money. And right now, people may be mad if they find us. Oh, Francis Ford Coppola, one of the greatest directors of all time. Yeah. Who hasn't directed anything or anything good in over 20 years, 25 years? So that's it. Lady Aaron, Ren, how was wrestling? How was the wrestling event that you went to last week? Any highlights? Was it an overall good event? Yes, it was very good. It was excellent. It was my first WWE pay-per-view ever in person. Saw a lot of my favorite people. Great matches. A great crowd. Lost my voice, so I did all the right things. Bought really cool t-shirts. The only thing I didn't buy, and I was tempted to, was a replica belt, which is still a dream of mine to one day own one. And that will happen someday, just not now. But it was amazing. Thank you for asking. All right, what's next?
So Zach, since I know that you like Post Malone, what are your thoughts on him going to the country music genre? Do you think he'll do good in country music or not? Well, yeah, I think he's doing. I love country. I love every genre of music, just to say that. But Post Malone's an incredible artist. The guy can literally do any genre. Like, he hasn't, it's not just him going to country. If you've noticed, most of his albums are a different genre. His last album, what was it called? Was it called Austin?
Austin.
Was that what it? That was an incredible album. That wasn't a rap. That wasn't hip hop. That was very acoustic, like low key. Like, it was very unique. And country, yeah, while it's country music, it is very much still him. If you listen to I Had Some Help, an incredible song that I know Ren's been. Are you still listening to it at the gym?
Yeah. No, not at the gym. It's not a gym song, but like when I'm walking down the street or heading to the gym or
Yeah. So, and then he just released another one, Blake Shelton, and it's awesome. Yeah. I love that one. And I can't wait to see the whole album. So again, is he going to do good in country or not? Yeah, he's doing great. He's actually been doing a lot of country for like the last 4 or 5 years. He goes to a lot of country concerts and sings. Like, if you look up live performances of him, he's great without the auto-tune and shit like that. So the thing I actually get disappointed in is that he never releases his acoustic stuff on Spotify or anything official.
Oh yeah.
Because his acoustic is great. Do you listen to Black Bear, Ren? Did you ever listen to Black Bear? Look up the artist. It's really good, but his acoustic stuff, oh my God. It's like night and day, even better. So very good artist. He's very much like Posty in a lot of different ways. So he's doing a lot of heavy metal things right now. He kind of pulled the MGK, and went that way. So, but yeah.
All right. Lady Aaron, thoughts on Sony confirming that an Uncharted 2 is officially happening? Is it even necessary to have an Uncharted movie sequel? Not at all. No movie is ever necessary, so that's always the same answer. Thoughts on Sony confirming? I didn't see that Sony confirmed it. I saw that Tom Holland said it is still happening. I enjoyed the first movie, fine enough. Let's just hope Uncharted 2 is better, because that's my least favorite of the movies. It's not like they're adapting the games, but you know. What about you, Zach?
I know that from what I've heard, this second movie will be the first game.
Okay.
I'm just not excited for it. Genuinely, like I'm not, because I know eventually then they'll do 2, and then they'll do 3, and then they'll do 4 if they're all good, if they make money.
Yeah.
And I just don't care. Like, you ruined the first one already for me with Mark Wahlberg as fucking Sully. Like that was just already. I don't hate Tom Holland in the role, but again, he's just young. Like, again, let him age up and then do another one, I guess. But I don't know. I don't care. And then what? Are you gonna have Chloe Frazier in this next one? Because she shouldn't be.
Oh yeah.
She's not in the first game. So
she'll be out of action.
This is happening though. Like, the reason I say this is because apparently they're remaking the first game in like the new engines and stuff.
Oh, okay.
So they'll time them at the same fucking release. They did the same thing with the damn Ratchet and Clank movie and game. Yeah.
All right.
I hate fucking Sony sometimes. I hate Sony. And
now they're gonna announce the next Spider-Verse, and he's gonna love Sony again.
Oh no! I love Chris and Phil Lord.
Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Yeah.
All right. What's next?
Are you going to review season 2 of House of Dragons? I am. I have been. Where have you been?
I will review it once the season finishes. My request for screeners was only met with radio silence. Call it what you will. I call it unprofessionalism to at least not be told no. But yeah, that's you'll have to wait. I have to wait. I've only seen the first episode because I wasn't given screeners. So, Eric Thorpe reviews. Thoughts on The Boys ending with season 5? I think it's a good idea. I enjoy the show, but I think it's been dragging out its story for a while now. I completely disagree. The Boys for me just goes from strength to strength to strength. Not that I think season 4 is the best one. I think it's the most important season. Season 3 is still the best one for me. So before we knew like it is ending with season 5, all the creator and showrunner Eric Kripke was doing is it's not ending with season 5. Season 5 is not the last one. And this was around the time me and Zach, we were watching the screen.
This announced the day after the embargo.
Yeah. No, the day of. The day of. Yeah. And so we were watching screeners. I finished the season, And I'm like, oh yeah, it makes sense that they're not ending in season 5. Then they announced they are ending with season 5, and I'm like, I can see how, because of X, Y, and Z, we can't go into spoilers. You can also have an ending in season 5 that works. But yeah, I don't think the story's been dragging at all, because how has the story been dragging if the story has just been going and going and going and going and there's no setbacks? So yeah, I fucking love this show. Give me just 1 second.
You're all good. To give my thoughts on it, I loved this last season. It's my second favorite thing the Boys universe has ever done. If I were to rank it, it would be the Boys season 1, Boys season 2, Gen V, Boys season 3, and then Boys season 2. But overall, like, saying that, like, I still think all this is just, it's all good to great to awesome. Even if I was a little disappointed with Boys season 3's first few episodes, but I thought it became something great with Soldier Boy. Watching season 4, though, it starts off a little weak and then it goes excellent. 4 and on, you guys are in for such a great stuff. I know 4 just came out, so I'm not going to say any spoilers from it. But as I was watching 4, same thing with Ren, I'm like, oh, you know, I know the original plan was to just do 5, but they're adding a lot of new things to this world that you could spend at least 2 more, maybe even 3 more seasons on. And even the way that the season ends, I was like, oh yeah, like this was like, you could look at the season as the penultimate setup for a final season, or you could look at this is the penultimate setup for the next start of the Boys.
Yeah.
And I think in a way it's both. I think it's both. Because yes, season 5 will be the end of most likely Homelander and Butcher's story. They've already said that. That is what's been building up. That's what this whole entire crescendo has been. And what this iteration of the Boys is. Butcher versus Homelander. That's what it is setting up to. And that's what we're all wanting. That's what we're all excited for. This again is that very midpoint setting up. But also, without getting into spoilers on things that they finish on, I sat there and I was like, oh, you could do a whole season on that. You could do a whole season on then. And I would be totally fine with it. But we do know that we're getting the Boys Mexico. I imagine some of those things will go towards there. They said Gen V will still continue even after the Boys. I imagine elements will still go towards there. So while the main story will be ending, it's just more stuff coming. So
exactly,
I'm a little disappointed, or not disappointed. I'm a little sad and bittersweet that this will be the end of like a majority of our characters.
Yeah, the big ones. And I mean, come on, Homelander's dying, right? In the final season. He has to. Otherwise, what's the point? There's someone else who has to die now, but we can't go into that. I want to ask you something, but I don't know if I should on air. I'm going to ask you, and if you don't feel comfortable answering it, Butcher's the only one that has to kill him, right? Like, Butcher has to be the one that kills Homelander, right? Or do you think it's someone else? Because I have a thought on that, but I'm just curious. We can't answer it on air, right? So your question is, Butcher has to be the one to kill Homelander. The answer is yes, and that's all I'll say for now. Okay, fair enough. So once the season ends, maybe we should do an episode 100%. On what we want to see on 5. Like that way we can just talk. So no more Boys questions. No one's allowed to ask us anything unless you send us $5,000 in super chats. We just got 20. 20. So if someone sends us $5,000, we'll talk about the whole season. You want to know everything? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, Amazon. Don't. I'm joking. I would never do that. I would never. I get along very well with you, Amazon. You're one of the best ones. Yeah. Tony Movie Chappie, do you think with the whole Blade fiasco, I wouldn't call it a fiasco yet, that they should just make a Blade 4 with Wesley? No. Instead of this Blade movie, especially Legacy sequels being a big deal right now, in an Old Man Logan style Blade movie. No. I don't think that works because Blade, the character, and the movie trilogy, they don't have the legacy that X-Men had. Also, love you, Wesley Snipes. You are not as good an actor as Hugh Jackman. Like, I don't remember the last time I saw Wesley Snipes being nuanced and complex on screen, in the same way a Logan style movie warrants it. And even just taking that aside, if I just look at it from a dispassionate like business perspective, makes no sense to do that movie. It makes absolutely, there's nothing to gain with that movie. You want to talk about popularity?
Yeah.
The character hasn't been popular. I think you could argue better for a Blade 4 Legacy sequel if Marvel already had their regular Blade going and people were in love with that Blade. Like, can we capitalize more on this character? I think that could have been interesting. But yeah.
Thanks for the super chat. I don't have any thoughts. No.
All right.
I don't care. Eric Thorpe, thoughts on the first official still release from the next Game of Thrones spinoff, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms? I'm excited, of course, but also wary of Game of Thrones having more than one spinoff going at once, since I'm not the biggest fan of franchises doing that, particular with shows. I don't care for this spinoff, but I honestly though I didn't care about House of the Dragons either. I really didn't. Like, I like the idea of touching on the Targaryens and stuff, but like, I personally would have rather
Targaryens touch on the Targaryens. That's what the show has established.
Yeah. A lot of people touch on their own family in the shows, but I personally wanted the Jon Snow continuation. That's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see, I like when they do stuff like that, but that's just me. Or honestly, just not do it, not do anything at all. So, I hope it's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's about all I can say. I don't really have many thoughts. I don't care what this is about.
I have read the book that this is based on, so I'm excited. I don't mind franchises doing this as long as they do it well. So I don't have inherently a problem with franchises doing this. Was it a still or was it concept art? I thought it was concept art that came out.
It's a still. No, it's a still.
So
they're
shooting. So
they're shooting.
Okay.
It. Yeah.
Okay, why did I think it was concept art?
I remember the only reason I know this is because Campia showed this still on his show and talked about it.
All right. Yeah, but I'm interested. I don't have too many thoughts. I'm not like super excited. I'm not like super against it at this point. Like, it's still cool. Let's see. Braxton 24. Ren, I saw that you went to see Clash at the Castle. What's your opinion on it? Have you thought about making a vlog or anything about the experience? I have quite a few videos. I just don't know how to collage them together to like make a vlog because I've never done a vlog. So I still have all the footage. I can edit that shit. It's just a matter of how do I put it together to come into the channel. But the experience was amazing. Like I said earlier, my first ever WWE pay-per-view live. And yeah, it was really, really, really fantastic. All right, what's next?
Someone got a picture of the Last of Us set right now. It's the Lake Hill Seattle Hospital. That's where they're filming at right now. They have the hospital all put together. So,
all right, if you know, you know.
Fuck yeah, do it, hit her. What's the 5 things you're most excited for at San Diego Comic-Con? Well, that's what this topic was about. Was us talking here about what we're excited about?
All right, and final question, big, long question by that sounded extremely sexual. I apologize. Oh, it's not the last one anymore. Anyway, Eric Thorpe, I know it's a futile effort to try and make sense of the Fox X-Men continuity, but rewatching them all, I feel like Days of Future Past resetting things explains like why Deadpool got a second iteration after Origins. So why do you think in Deadpool 2 that James McAvoy cameos instead of Patrick Stewart, who obviously should be the one playing Professor X at that point in time, would have been so much cooler and made much more sense to get a glimpse of whoever they could get from the OG cast that was around at the end of Days of Future Past instead of the younger cast? Well, you said it yourself. You're trying to make sense of a continuity that should not be tried to make sense on.
I think it's also a joke in the movie, isn't it? Isn't it a joke that he makes that they could only get those ones?
I believe so. And it's also the cast that you were using at the time. Yeah. It makes no sense to go get all the other people from the OG.
For 1 30-second. Like,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think the reason
Because
they
they were
have them
probably
is
shooting Dark Phoenix
Apocalypse.
at the same time.
Oh, Dark Phoenix or
Yeah.
Apocalypse. One of the two, yeah.
No, it was Dark Phoenix because
Was it?
Apocalypse came out on the same year as the original Deadpool,
Oh.
and Phoenix came out. Well, it was supposed to come out in 2018, same year as the
Oh,
Deadpool
okay.
2, and then it was
They
delayed
got
and delayed and
pushed.
delayed. Yeah. So yeah, you're trying way too hard to make too much sense of it. I personally think it makes more sense for that group of those versions of the characters to be there. But yeah, don't think too much about it, Eric. All right, what's next?
Continuity. That's all it is for me. I don't see
Is that it? All right.
I refreshed.
Oh, I see. I didn't put newest. All right, yeah, that was the last one. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen, for this episode of This Week in Geek. But I am saying goodbyes. I shouldn't. You were driving the show. You should say the goodbyes. I apologize.
No. I like when you say it. So I'll just say thank you so much again, guys, for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, follow, rate everywhere that you find us, and then Ren, send us on out because I don't say it as good as you.
Stay tuned for reviews on both our channels coming this week. And until next time, love each other.